Oh, well, hello. It's Sam and Jim, and we are here with Circle of Fits, and we are having our share of fits this morning with Facebook. But then again, I guess what we're getting what we pay for, huh, Jim?
Yeah, nothing but problems.
Nothing but problems. Um, so, um, thank you for joining. We apologize for not being able to stream live to the Unsung community. Apparently, you have to be the owner to stream live. Even admins can't do it. So we are coming to you as a recorded broadcast. Although we're trying to do this as a live show, so this is actually take two because take one went down the flusher. All right. Um, what do we want to talk about today? We want to talk about today a little bit of rudimentary editing. But before we talk about editing, let's talk about fonts because we see a lot of people who are trying to figure out how to get their chords to sit on top of the word that they're, that they want to sing or where the chord change has to be. And so there are a couple of things that you need to keep in mind. First of all, there's a font issue. And this is probably 99% of the issues in terms of chord placement in your edit. Um, there are two fundamental types of chords, of fonts, monospace fonts and proportionally spaced fonts. Well, what's a monospace font? Monospace font is every letter consumes the same amount of space. So here we go. Whoops. So here we go. So here is Jim. And notice that the M is big and fat, and the J is kind of medium, and the I is really skinny. But each each letter consumes the same amount of space in the line, right? So they're all the same space. And this is a monospace font, right? Your old college typewriter, for those of you who may have been around back then, was monospace, and Courier was monospace. Early word processors were all monospace until they developed WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get, and then the world went to proportional spaces. And there's proportional space. Here's the same thing. Now the I is a little dark, but here's the same, basically the same size letters between the J, the I, and the M, right? And but takes a lot less space along the line, right? Here, look at the difference. Here, I'll put them up side by side. There you go. Now, if you look at that, the M, the M is about the same size, both in the font, in the monospace, and in the proportional space. And it takes about the same room. But look, the I takes no room whatsoever, right? The I takes almost no room, and the J takes almost no room. Again, they're the same, about the same size letter. This is proportional space font, and this is monospace font. Now, if you're trying to put a chord above one of these letters, or above the next word, or previously, it's not going to be in the same place depending on the font that you choose. If you're using chords above lyrics, if I'm using bracketed chords, then I can put that bracket chord anywhere, and Unsung will automatically pop that chord above the letter for you when you look at the song. So we always recommend bracketed chords. By the way, you can put other things in brackets too. You can put tacit, you can put PPP, you can put FFF, you can put all sorts of different things in brackets, and they will pop up on the chord line, even though they're in brackets when you look at the edit. Maybe a little tougher to read, but eventually we get used to it. All right. So this is where we had our little issue before. So let's see what happens. Let's go in and try and take a look at an edit session. And to do that, I'm going to share my screen from the Fred. Barney is another iPad as well. But let's see what happens. Screen broadcast and start broadcast. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There you go. And now we are doing that broadcast. Jim, you can still hear my voice, correct?
Yep.
All right. So let's see what happens now if we go to OnSong. There's OnSong. Yep. There we go. And this is where we're going to go. We are going to be we are in my test set here, and we want to add a new song. So to do that, we go down here to the little arrow inbox. That's import, right? I can do that. And I can say, what do I want to do? I want a new import song. I want an existing song. Oh, so I could add a song from anywhere. Let's do the Mixolydian, right? And say done. And now that song has been added to this book. But what we really want to do is import a new song. Now, I can go down here and I can say new song. I can give it a blank song. I haven't given it a title yet because the first thing, this is the title. That line will be the title of the song. And then I can do, and the author is Sam Baker. So now we get an author or composer, and then I can just do some stuff here. And if I want to add a chord, I hit the brackets, switch to brackets. Yep. And now I can put a chord in there. Notice it puts the cursor right there in the middle, and I can say, let's do a G chord, right? And I can open a space, put a return line there, put some more stuff in here. And now I'm going to do another new chord, and that's a C. And by the way, I don't know whether you know this trick. This is an iOS trick.
Yeah.
But if I hold the space bar, I can move the cursor around. Is that cool or what? That's really cool. Now I can also use the arrow keys, right? Use the arrow keys. The arrow keys are actually custom from OnSong. They put them in this long ago, even before the spacebar thing was there, so that we could do that. Then now, I'll do this, but I really want that chord to be here. So let's put one more chord here. What chord? C, F, what should it be? Should it be a D? Yeah, it's probably going to be a D, right? Okay. Now, what is this going to look like? I can view it right here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That gives me a preview. Oh, the preview doesn't show up on.
Yeah, we're not seeing that.
Okay, and it looks like OnSong. Sorry, it looks like Zoom. Zoom killed the connection. Let's see if we can get back there. It's trying to reconnect. I don't know why it keeps dropping. You're gonna have poor Barney's gonna have to leave the meeting and join it again. 1, 6. I don't know why Fred keeps dropping off, but he does. And join. Oops, that's not gonna work. 214-535-1, 6. Here we go. He's connected. Stay participant. That's that. Turn those off. And let's go back to screen share. Start broadcast. Here it comes. Doo-doo-doo. Let's see what happens now. Yep. Okay. Back to where we were. And there we go. Okay. Now, if I say done, there we go. There's the title, the composer, and my chords, right? I want to go back and edit this. I can hit edit, and I can hit the lyrics, and there it is. And there's my D chord done. Let's see what we get now. There we go. See, DG, right. Now, oops. Hey, what happened to my first line? Oh, it had the pound sign, so it took it as a comment. Yeah, so let's do that. Okay, that's what you get for garbage typing.
Yeah, that's one of those new ones too. It's a comment that doesn't show up versus, a comment that you make, say,
Right.
with parentheses.
Right. Let's go back and edit. Oh, it didn't take it out. There we go. There's that, and we can say done. There it is. Done. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Okay. So chord G, chord C, chord D, right? And I can change the fonts, right? Which I can do under the sliders here. And I can go to the fonts. I can say, make the line spacing larger, make the header larger, make the metadata, make the lyrics larger, like that. And the chords stay in the same position, right? So that's the beauty of using bracketed chords for this. So let's take a look now. So this is how you edit a song, right? It's really simple.
I didn't see any of that.
It's this keeps killing the broadcast. So
Yeah.
so I apologize. Let's leave it, because what we wanted to do next was do an import. I can't join as Sam, so we'll join as Fred again. And let's see. There we go. Stay as a participant. No. Fred has no camera. And let's see if we can share the content again. Start broadcast. Power. There we go. All right. Okay. We're back. Now, maybe I'm just going too fast. Okay. So here we are. Let's talk about another way to get a song in. And to do that, we're going to fire up our browser. And we're going to close all this other stuff. And we're going to, let's go pick a song. Jim, give me the name of a song I should go try and find.
Oh, heck. Yeah, just find a good old Elvis song or something.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I've got
Hound Dog. So if I do Hound Dog and put chords at the end of my string, Hound Dog chords, right? Now, Ultimate Guitar comes up. I can go to Ultimate Guitar. Now, this is very important. Do not open their app. You got it there? You can just hit the up arrow. And now you can add to OnSong. Now you can change this list, but this is new. So we add to OnSong. Now I go back to OnSong, and OnSong's going to prompt me. Do I want to import the file? I want to import the file, and Fred jumped off again. You know what it is? It's the switching.
Yep.
It's the switching.
When you're going from edit mode to back to the regular.
Yep.
Oh. Well, can we, the only other way to get through this is to show a camera on your screen.
Yeah. And
may not be close enough.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me go back to OnSong here and see if it came in songs. It's the wrong set. It ended up in sets, books, test. Yep, there's on Hound Dog. All right. Let's go back. Let's log in again. It just doesn't like the switch away. As it just doesn't like the switch away. But we're gonna finish this up, and we're gonna say that's it for today. Okay, connecting, stay a participant. This meeting's been recorded. Got it. And Wi-Fi cellular. Turn that off. Turn the video off. Share content, my screen. Start broadcast. All right, so here we are again, and we've just had a little bit of a glitch here. OnSong came in. I think you probably saw the prompt that said import the song, and if you do that now, this song from Ultimate Guitar comes in, okay? But it comes in with chords above lyrics. And there's a one poke fix to do that. Go to the hammer and you say bracketed chords. And now the whole thing is bracketed. You can say done. It still looks the same way it did before, but now when you go to edit, your chords will be bracketed chords. Okay? This is real simple. By the way, note here that all of the chords in the song are now listed. So if I wanted to add a chord here, I could do that. Right? And probably ought to add a G instead. Right? And I said you were high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, it sure was. And done. Now, if I want to change this song, so a couple of things. First of all, the key of the song is not declared. Now, I have my system set to only look at the key in metadata. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that there. Oh, let me show you this first. Let me see if I can get there fast enough. Okay, if I want to change the key, it's blank. Why? Because I have my system set to metadata only for the key. So I can do that. I can go back to edit, and I can go here, and I can say the key is going to be G, and it's going to be done. I can say done here. If I look here, yep, done. All right, now I can change the key. This is only temporary. If I want to change it to D flat, because I've got a weird singer, I can change it to D flat. It changes here, but if I go in and edit, it's still in G. If I want to change the underlying text, I would use the piano. In that case, I would change it to D flat and say done. Okay, now we're in D flat. If I look in here, it now tells me it's in D flat. If I turn that off or turn that on, there's no difference. If I go back to here and I say, no, put it back in G, now it's back in G. So this is very powerful depending on how you want to build your bass song. So I think, Jim, any comments on that?
Yeah, I think you hit upon one of the very important aspect there is that we do recommend that you set it to metadata only. You'll have far fewer problems. I know a lot of people like to use either first chord or last chord. I've even tried the detect that's in there. It'll work sometimes. Most of the time I say it would, but you still have problems. That the best thing to do is put your key signature in there with your metadata, whether a key colon and the key in the actual text or go into that metadata area. But doing that will then allow you to change keys. It'll just make your life a whole lot easier.
Right. And so to find that, it's import settings, text file handling, detect key by, set to metadata only. First chord, last chord, note counts. Sometimes notes don't count, but note counts and metadata only, right? So that's where you set that. And that way you have to put your key in the metadata. Now this is still in D flat, because what I do when I'm looking at the song in the view mode, right? Even if I change the key, doesn't impact the underlying the underlying text, right? By the way, notice that this D flat is in between the U and the D and the T, right? And depending on your font size, because it's bracketed, that's going to stick exactly where it's supposed to stick, right? Nothing but a hound dog. It's right under, sort of over the T. This is proportional space font. If I want to change that font for this view, and go here and go format the font, I can say font size, select labels, lyric size, chord fonts, all the line spacing, all of that stuff is available in the style preferences, right? If I want to look at the document, now I can say for this entire document, for the entire song, change the font family to Courier. Ah, look at that. Now it's in a monospaced font. Notice the G is exactly where it was supposed to be. I can go back to that and I can say, no, I think I'd rather have this in Georgia font. Georgia's a more compact font, but that G stays right above where it's supposed to, okay? That's the big difference in using bracketed chords from using chords above lyrics. All right, well, we apologize for the funkiness of both Zoom and Facebook.
Yeah.
It is
We'll get this
frustrating.
down better. It's really been a headache. And even the documentation tells us this should work,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
doesn't.
Our TFM, read the fine manual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we appreciate you sticking around for this. Apologize for the glitchiness. We will be back next week with even more stuff to talk about editing. We only just scratched the surface of editing. How to bring a song in, or how to write a song, where to put the chords. There's a ton more stuff to talk about in editing, and we will get there week after week after week. Meanwhile, for Jim Day and for me, Sam Baker, I really appreciate you tuning in, and we will get this posted up, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, hang in there with us, guys. We'll get through this and get the technical difficulties, ironed out of this. And
Yeah.
this will be a lot better.
It's just Facebook, darn, we're getting what we pay for. Bye-bye, all.